If your team runs cloud workloads, AI services, developer pipelines, or internet-facing infrastructure, today's security question is simple. Which patch changes your blast radius first? This is Daily Tech Hack Global for July 15, 2026. The facts in this briefing come from NBD, CISO when reachable, and linked vendor advisories. I will keep the discussion defensive, no exploit commands, no payloads, and no step-by-step attack chains. The lead item is CVE-2026-57156. NBD describes it as, FreeRDP is a free implementation of the remote desktop protocol. Prior to 3.28.0 on 32-bit builds, FreeRDP clients contain an integer overflow and update_read_delta_points in libvirt/core/orders.c when multiplying an attacker-controlled point count by size of delta_point, allowing a malicious RDP peer to allocate an undersized heap buffer and then write beyond it during initialization. This issue is fixed in version 3.28.0. The recorded severity is critical with CVSS 9.8. Why it matters: prioritized by exposure, privilege, reachable credentials, and whether automation can amplify impact. The second item is CVE-2026-48356. NBD summarizes it as, Adobe Commerce is affected by an unrestricted upload of file with dangerous type vulnerability that could result in arbitrary code execution in the context of the current user. An attacker could exploit this vulnerability to inject malicious scripts into a web page, potentially gaining elevated access or control over the victim's account or session. Exploitation of this issue requires user interaction in that a victim must visit a maliciously crafted URL. Severity is critical with CVSS 9.6. The operational takeaway is to map this advisory to exposed systems, service credentials, and any automation that can turn a small weakness into a larger incident. Item 3 is CVE-2026-57158. FreeRDP is a free implementation of the remote desktop protocol. From 3.21.0 before 3.28.0, FreeRDP clients using the GFX pipeline contain an incomplete fix for CVE-2026-23530 in planar_decompress_plane_rle_only in libvirt/codex/planar.c, allowing a malicious RDP server to send a truncated RDP GFX_CMDID_wiretosurface_1 planar payload that reads 1 byte past the input buffer. This issue is fixed in version 3.28.0. Severity, critical, CVSS 9.1. Defensive context, prioritized by exposure, privilege, reachable credentials, and whether automation can amplify impact. Item 4 is CVE-2026-13221. Perl versions through 5.43.9 produce silently incorrect regular expression matches when an alternation of more than 65,535 fixed string branches is compiled into a tree in Perl_study_chunk. When such branches are combined into a tree, the delta between the first branch and the shared tail is stored in a 16-bit field. A branch count above 65,535 overflows the field, and the tree's match decision table is truncated with. Severity, critical, CVSS 9.1. Defensive context, prioritized by exposure, privilege, reachable credentials, and whether automation can amplify impact. Here is the defender checklist. First, identify whether any affected product is internet-facing, reachable from CI systems, or reachable by AI agents and automation. Second, patch according to the vendor advisory, not just the headline score. Third, review service accounts, API keys, pod identities, OAuth apps, and tool credentials that could be reused if the affected system was compromised. Fourth, add monitoring around unusual admin actions, image polls, tool calls, authentication failures, and outbound network requests. Fifth, document what was patched and what was deferred so tomorrow's team can audit the risk instead of rediscovering it. The larger lesson is that AI security is not only prompt security. It is the security of runtimes, cloud services, tool connectors, identity boundaries, and the operational process that decides what gets patched first. Patch what is exposed, reduce what is privileged, rotate what may have leaked, and make automation prove what it is allowed to touch.